We gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Where's the music?
I hit play. It's coming. Just give it a second. No delay. Yeah.
What is up, Raider Nation? This is the cage match. Let's put the little banner up because I like banners over here. Welcome to the cage match. You know, when when they're on vacation, we bring you the information. Okay? When there's no stories, don't you worry because I had a rhyme, whatever. I was trying to be poetic.
Stories. I don't know. I lost it too. God damn it.
I was trying to be poetic, but I guess I sounded pathetic. Oh yeah, welcome to the cage match. And this is a very special edition because we have a very special guest. And you all know him, but before we introduce him, let's go into first. Asylum, how you doing?
I'm doing good, and a happy belated birthday. I know it was yesterday, but not everybody on the cage match had a chance to say it. I did mine yesterday, but for everybody out there, happy birthday!
Thank you very much.
Now,
I am ageless. Okay.
No, it's timeless, not ageless.
Oh, whatever. Okay. I'm preserved in preservatives. All right. With that, before we do anything, of course, we got to go into our favorite subject. Where is it at? Where am I at? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wait. Okay, you know what? My mouse is acting up. Stop. Okay, the shameless plug.
All right, everyone, go to the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show. Like, share, subscribe, give a thumbs up. Hit that bell to know when we come on. If you don't do YouTube for whatever your reasons are, then you can catch us on Facebook on the Oakland Raiders Savage Facebook page or the Asylum Facebook page. Like and share. Give stars if that's what you're into. All this tells us that you want us to continue to make this content. Don't forget about our sponsor, Dubby. Go to WPG. Put in your order when you go to check out. In the discount code, put Cage Match. One word, Cage Match, to get 10% off your whole order.
And remember, when you think of wins, you think of dubs. And when you think of dubs, you think of Dubby. Energy like Max Crosby. Go over there to the website, w.gg. Put the Cage Match in the discount code for 10% off your entire order. Please, because this is our sponsor. Help us out. And also, shout out to Fabian. Go to RaiderNationForLifer.com. That is RN4, the number 4, Lifer, LIFER.com for great Raider Nation merch. I only wear hats that are from RaiderNationForLifer.com. Make sure you go over there, and we want to thank Fabian also, which I need to have him on me. I keep forgetting to have him on me. But our merch, we had koozies and lanyards made. I will send them to you.
Shot
So
glasses.
don't you worry.
And shot glasses.
And well, oh no, that was my fiance. She got the stickers for that. So we did the shot glasses.
But that's part of our merch, right?
Well, yes. That is part of our merch. And also remember, shouts out to RaiderMan19. He is a big part of this show. Go to his website, RaiderMan19.com. He will have his podcast coming soon, continuing on soon. And once again, the goal for this show is to get him to the torch. You heard the Raider Oath in the beginning of the episode. Every episode that Asylum's been on, which is everyone. Try to get Raider Man to the torch. Can you imagine?
So far.
Of the Wednesdays.
Yes.
We're trying to get Raider Man to the torch. Can you imagine him doing that Raider Oath in front of everyone, all the Raider fans at Allegiant Stadium, bringing that Oakland Raider Nation?
What is that, like 50,000 that stadium holds? Some shit like that?
I think it's almost the same as the Coliseum, 65. But
65?
But yeah, I believe so. So that's what we're trying to do. I don't know how we're going to do it, but that's what we're going to try and do. All right. Now, who you've been all been rating? Who you've been all been rating for? We do have it's up there, right? You okay? Let me move it over here.
I'm ready.
I moved it. Okay, ready?
Oh no, where'd you do? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
What? You heard me.
All right. Hold on. It's not me. It's not about me. It's about you. All right.
Can you hear us this time?
My birthday was yesterday. The Raider Bear. You've seen him on the Raider Bear family page and Facebook. He has his show just about every evening. And he's got it right there. He's got it right there. The Raider Nation for life. For life first. Shouts out to Fabian, the compa. All right, Raider Bear. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I'm on full energy and ready to let people have these foots.
There you go. And you can hear us this time. No more notes.
Hey, Bear, wait, Bear. We know whose fault that was.
It was funny because in the intro it says, "Can you hear me?" And you're like, "I can't hear you." So, but now we can. All right. The way we do this show is we bring out some topics and then we just tackle them like in a cage match. We're just gonna tackle them and take them down. Rich Eisen on his it was one of his segments, or it was called the best. Well, whatever. It's his predictions. Okay, so here we go. Here's the clip.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
Max Crosby is your defensive player of the year.
Yeah, he is.
Condor goes in and he just absolutely kicks ass.
Yeah, baby.
Antonio Pierce is a coach of the year finalist. Ooh. And the autumn wind is a pirate. And they win the AFC West. My prophecy, 2 years too late for me to not piss off Chiefs Nation. Chiefs Kingdom, okay? Raider Nation watches the Raiders win the AFC West. And then this is the ultimate. They win the AFC West, and who's the wild card team that comes in to play them in the first week of the playoffs? The Kansas City Chiefs. And they exorcise the demons, and they clear out the stadium of the stink, in their mind, of the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl in there. And they're the ones who personally end the three-peat in the spot where the three-peat officially became possible with them winning a second consecutive Super Bowl. And that is the way the Raiders have a great season.
Now, I bring this up because, we don't really get that much love from the media, but Rich Eisen, he's always been positive towards the Raiders. His only mistake was when he said Chiefs Nation. It's not Chiefs Nation. There's only one nation.
We all heard that.
Yeah.
But he corrected it right away. All
right. The question is, Raider Bear, the predictions he said Crosby, and we asked this the last time he was on, Crosby being Defensive Player of the Year and AP being a finalist for Coach of the Year. He also said us taking the West and then beating the Chiefs in the wild card. Are we delusional? Because I'm going to say yes.
No, you're either good or you're not. And the difference between when you're good and when you are is like that. As soon as you start to make those adjustments on the roster, that's how it happens. You don't go from bad to pretty good kind of gradually. Usually you add the right guy here and there, you get a little chemistry, then you add a little AP, put a little bit of salt and pepper on that, and it goes down and tastes nice. But see, the thing is, Rich Eisen's always been kind of a Raider guy. So, he's kind of like us. You know what I mean? He didn't make it look quite as much like he's nation as he probably should have, because that man is nation. So I love me some Rich Eisen. But is it realistic? I would say the truth is it's realistic. I just don't know if it's realistic about Max. I think the Antonio Pierce being Coach of the Year, that kind of thing, I think that could happen immediately. But when you look at that list, that's a tough list to overcome. They've already got Micah Parsons as the number one contender. They talk about Garrett from Cleveland because of his size. J.J. Watt, just like his little brother, and he's pretty much just a sack master. And then, of course, the kid in Santa Clara, because there is no team in San Francisco anymore.
Great America.
Sorry about that, Niners. But no, I'm not. But, truthfully, I think that Max would have to get 16, at least 15, 16 sacks to overcome those other guys. It's going to take a number like that.
Or break the sack record for the season, what is it, 22 and a half, whatever it is. He's going to have to do something like that. And honestly, I think with what Rich Eisen said, if you turn around and win the AFC West and actually have the Chiefs come in and knock them out, so there's no three-peat, how does AP not win Coach of the Year?
Well, there's always a bias against the Raiders. They could just as soon make an argument. The new coach at this team or the new coach at this team had a harder time, so they give it to him. That doesn't surprise me at all when they shine the Raiders on. I just ignore that. You and I and our Raider Nation know who the best defensive end is. In my opinion, it's Max Crosby. You can keep your numbers because different teams cause different matchups. There are times when Max Crosby doesn't have that help on the defensive line in the past, but now he has a different roster as far as that defensive line. He's no longer running at people's quarterbacks by himself. He's going to have guys with him. It's going to be a different year, you see.
And with that, even with all that, you add Wilkins to that mix. Because you had Coons coming up, you had Jenkins coming up, you had Butler coming up, you had a bunch of people coming up when they said he needed his help. They stepped up. They're still on the team. Now you add Wilkins to that, who is a beast in his own right, who has the same motor as Crosby, talks as much shit as Crosby. You got a bigger version of Crosby on the team. That's just going to do nothing but help Crosby be even better and help Kuntz and, all those other guys, because who the hell are you going to – there's no more triple team in Crosby because, you know what, now you got to put them on other guys.
Right.
Now you got to see who you're going to double team is going to free up somebody. And at least 2 out of 3 of those guys are going to spend a lot of time in that backfield, and the run game against us is going to be a lot harder to do. And that's been one of our weak points, has been the run game. We've been able to shut down everything else here and there, but we've been ran on so many times, a good running back, and now that's going to be a lot harder to do.
It's gonna be a lot harder, but not only is it going to be a lot harder, we already had minicamp break just yesterday. Okay, just yesterday. And Nate Hobbs runs to the press to say, you guys, this guy, Christian Wilkins, he moves faster than anyone I've ever seen at 300 pounds. Every time the ball went somewhere or went one direction or the other, when I picked my head up, it was Christian Wilkins standing in front of me on pursuit of the ball. And Nate Hobbs was smiling ear to ear and said, man, we never had nothing like that, man. Defensive X, Max Crosby, he's nice, but this guy weighs 300 plus moving like that. So it's going to be a real interesting year defensively.
I was watching an interview. I think it was their latest AP interview, talking about they played basketball, and they're talking about Wilkins juking, moving, slam dunking, a 300-pounder.
Yes.
Not 300 pounds. And then you hear Nate Hobbs say that shit. I mean, that boy's a beast. And then you pair him up with Max Crosby. How do you not say we're not going to have? I say, I've been saying it for a while. Our defense is going to be top three. And how do you not say we got the best two tandem in the NFL right now with Wilkins and Crosby?
Yeah. Yeah. And, honestly, too, I think the other thing that goes under the radar is how they added the two coaches in Philbin and Marvin Lewis. They people don't understand how huge that is. When we first add people, we always like our guys, but they're rookies. And so you usually have to deal with a year of their, getting their, mistakes out of the way. So it often feels, no matter what you do, you're going to have a year that's a little shaky. Well, now our whole thing has been built around this defensive line outward. That is how you build.
From the trenches
build
out.
from within out, from the trenches out.
Yeah.
And I mean, with AP, yeah, he's a new head coach this year, but he's not new as the head coach to the Raiders because he had the interim last year. I feel like with that carrying over, the players kind of have a familiarity in how he runs a team on the sideline, how he runs a team on practice. I feel like that's
out of his players.
Yeah, and I kept saying last year that treat those last 9-10 games as an extended preseason under AP for if he gets the job. This team's already, familiar with him and how he, I guess, I'm forgetting words right now. How he directs the team, how he connects with the players. So I feel like that's a good head start. And I mean, who knows? The Raiders can jump up and have, if they're built, if it's starting from the defense wins games, defense wins championships, especially with that line. I mean, I can see Max Crosby's going to have a record, a career year. Oh my God, I can't even talk today. A career year. I'm trying to talk too fast.
You're starstruck. You're starstruck having Bear on. That's what it is.
I know. He can hear me. I'm like, wait, he can hear me this time. Bear can hear me this time. That's how let me make sure I talk very,
articulate.
Yes.
So, yes, everything you're saying about Max, I mean, I think it's all coming and people don't understand. The guy only recently got married. He only recently became a father and got a daughter. That's huge. His mom is hella cool. I've met his mom. I've met his dad. They're all so cool. And his whole life focus is coming together. Then the Raiders give him this defensive financial bonus to his contract. Just as a way of saying, hey, big fella, we got you. Now go out there and show everybody else. People don't understand what's coming. You can do this. Get excited about the Raiders every offseason. We know this, but this one in particular, it's on. It's on.
Yeah, especially coming off of the McDaniels experiment. That's what I'm going to call it. The McDaniels experiment. We were trying to get excited his first year, thinking, okay, well, he's McDaniels. He made slot receivers get paid, so we thought Renfro was going to get paid. With 2 tight end set with Hernandez and Gronk. Waller and Moreau were going to. That didn't happen either. And so the second year we're like, eh. But then the football gods somehow they opened up the sky and they took him out of there.
Al Davis came to Mark Davis in a dream and told him, if I'll come out of my grave, you don't turn around and fire this asshole right now.
And Mark, went his inner Al Davis and he fired him just like he did with Lane Kiffin, just like he did with Mike Shanahan. You're not letting the players be themselves. I can't have you around here. The Raiders, you got to be themselves. And that's what AP said. That's what the players say that AP does. They let him be themselves.
I think they let Darren be a little bit too much himself. a little too much himself. I don't know, man. Everybody's talking about how bad they feel about him losing football, and they say, "Oh, they feel bad for him because his music doesn't really sound any good." And they go, "Oh, they don't know if he's going to be able to get another contract." And I'm like, "Contract, music, football. Had you seen his wife? She dumped him. Okay, if you want to feel bad for something, feel bad about him for that. The dude's washed up at 31, dumped, and doesn't know what the hell he wants to do, and thinks he's a rapper while we're all laughing. Take our time and heal. Oh, heal.
Yeah, that's bad when you can still not sound good. It's bad when you can still not sound good with auto-tune. So that's how bad that is.
He's got money and studio time and producers and video guys and all this stuff. And not only, it didn't even sound remotely good. It like right when the song started, you kind of went, no, stop that. Yeah. No, but getting back to football though, truthfully, because I got to jump on something you said there. I think the real secret sauce is going to be when people see our offense. I think that 2 tight end offense is going to shake people, and they don't understand what's coming because those 2 tight ends can block too. And so there's going to be a lot of plays where they're throwing to the receivers, hitting those bubble screens, suddenly running on you from an offense that can play action on every play. And you're going to have a tight end on any given route. You're going to have 1 to 2 of them wide open over and over again. This is going to hurt. People are going to hurt when they see this offense because it reminds me of 2001 with Rich Gannon, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown. Yeah, I said it. Okay. And those guys move the ball so well with such perfect timing because they were veterans. You couldn't touch them. Watch it come now. AOC is that guy, man. I'm telling you, he's not Kenny Stabler, but he's pretty close to a Rich Gannon. He can hit that. He can hit those routes. He's going to find those guys. And did you see the little 70s porn stash? The guy's got his stuff together. I'm telling you.
Shout out to my godmother who was in the comments. But see, that's a good segue. Thank you very much because I was trying to figure out how to play this next clip. Speaking from defense to offense, Team Ramrod, going from defense to offense, here's Max Crosby talking about the 2 quarterbacks that we have in camp right now.
What are you seeing on the other side of the ball, Max, of the quarterback competition between Gardner and Aiden right now?
Yeah, both guys are competitors. Like I said, I feel like it's a common theme today, but both those guys are competitors. Aiden has come a long way. Like I said, it's the offseason, so you can only take everything with a grain of salt, but just seeing his maturity and seeing how, he's starting to talk back, and talk some shit back, and I encourage it, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I want him to do, the best of the best. They're ultimate competitors. The Mahomes, the back in the day, the Bradys, the Peyton Mannings, the guys like that, they were always, jawing back and forth and standing up. It's, at the end of the day, you show a little bit of weakness, people are going to hop all over that. So for him, seeing him, kind of come back, at us, it's awesome to see. And Gardner as well, he's played in plenty of big games. He's always been the underdog. And at the end of the day, you see him walk out the building or walk down the street, you wouldn't even know he's a football player. But when he laces it up on Sundays, you can see what he can do. His numbers stack up with a lot of guys you wouldn't even expect. So, those guys are gonna battle it out, and the best guy, is gonna win. So I'm excited to see what happens.
The only part about what he said there was honest was the fact that AOC started verbally clapping back. That was true. And then also, I completely agree with everything he's saying. If you go back and look at his numbers at Purdue, the guy was accurate. He played like a warrior. I said on my own show, if you compared AOC to a superhero, he's Captain America. You know what I mean? Not the flashy stuff. He's not Iron Man. He can't fly. He's not the Hulk. He doesn't have super strength. But when he gets there, he gets it done. And I'm impressed. I can't wait. I think Gardner Minshew is just an expensive backup. Nothing more.
Yeah, and one of the stories I believe that came out, talking about minicamp, they were saying that both quarterbacks kind of struggled in their first day of minicamp. But we're still not in full pads. We're still not really going through full plays and everything. And of course, the defense is many steps ahead of them. What do you think about that story that came out about the quarterbacks not doing so well now that it's mandatory mini camps with their star receivers out there and everybody there?
Well, I don't take too much from that. Even though I am now the press, I would honestly argue there are just times when the press is more concerned with getting the story than they are with getting it right. And so I would say this to you. Gardner Minshew is playing well in camp. AOC is playing well in camp. And you're hearing them say, oh, it's like this. They're going back and forth. That's for stories. AOC is the guy. If you listen to AP, he said early on, like 2 months ago, that the kid's going to get his shot. He was our guy last year. So we're going to treat him like this is his team. And Gardner Minshew's going to have to beat him out. So as far as I'm concerned, this is AOC's team. Now, as far as the offense and them struggling, part of that is on Luke Getsy installing a new offense. It would be ridiculous for us to expect news to come out about them rolling out a new offense and for it to all be perfect this quickly. You know, he is still installing a new offensive concept from the ground up. Every single player is having to learn this. And we could argue the same philosophy was being argued by Josh McDaniels with zero success because he was coming at you with an offense that he was too rigid about. He was poor at teaching it. And when players didn't understand it, he blamed them. Now you have a guy in the building who says, no, we're going to run a play action offense. It's going to be a 2 tight end set. And we're going to have 5 weapons, 5 possible in every given route. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and a running back coming out on bubble screens and valve plays. The NFL doesn't know what's coming because everybody with the Raiders is going like this. Don't let them see it yet. Don't let them see it yet because I'm telling you, it's coming.
That's a good point about installing a whole new offense and the struggles that come with that. And going, I mean, nobody's even brought it up that point. I mean, I like that. I definitely like that point. That's definitely good insight right there because, it's the truth. Like you said, I mean, they got to learn what Getsy wants going. It's been a while since the Raiders have done a 12 personnel using 2 tight ends, having 2 tight ends that were worth anything. And we've said it on the show. I've said it plenty of times on the show about Brock Bowers and his blocking capabilities and being that other offensive lineman. You know, we said he was up for that lineman award 2 years running as a finalist, and a tight end has never won it. And he was he was that close to winning it. What does that tell you by having that extra blocker up there?
Him and Michael Mayer, who I call Mini Thor. You know, Michael Mayer's got one of those bodies that scares you because he's big and he's buff, but it looks like farm boy strength. You know what I mean? It's not. He don't have that bodybuilder look. He's just thick and jacked. And you're telling me that we already had that guy. Now you're adding Brock to the balance, and you're supposed to defend against that? I mean, we all saw what it did for New England. When you have a dominant 2 tight end set, you can do almost anything. You can run the ball better because you, in effect, have two extra offensive linemen. If you play action off of it, you got 4 receivers running routes because Blake Bowers or Brock Bowers or whatever that guy's name is, he sounds like he's right from Beverly Hills, doesn't he? Mr. Bowers, we have your car ready, sir. He's going to tear it up, man.
Brock Bowers. That's like that one jock. Yeah, he's the jock out there, like an extra and Saved by the Bell. Brock Bowers. Right along
right.
with J.C. Slater,
Yeah.
A.C. Slater. Oh, J.C. Slater.
And wait, and another tidbit too. I got to throw out there just for Raider Nation and you guys. Luke Getsy came right onto the field, and this was back when OTAs were going on. And he came out onto the field. He gets Brock. Okay, he brings Bowers and Michael Mayer, just the 3 of them. And he says to the 2 guys, what do you like running the most? What's your favorite plays? What is it that you feel like is the best way to utilize you? And Michael Mayer and Brock went, all right. And Brock started showing Luke, hey, when I was in Georgia, I lined up at tight end. I lined up in the slot receiver position. I even lined up at running back and sometimes got the ball and effectively ran my own. He's like the white Christian Okoye. Okay, let's be honest. And when they give him the ball on those few downs, he's going to hurt guys on some run plays, block dudes, and catch balls. People don't know what's going on with Bowers, man. And I was one of the many on draft day that went, who? What?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
A tight end? Oh, he's going to show us, though.
Yeah. I remember that's when a while back, was it 2009, when we got the linebacker. Well, see, you know what? Today's not my day. I'm forgetting his name. You know, the one that ended up in Dallas, and then he just kind of fizzled out after that.
Rolando McClain.
McClain.
Yeah.
I was all like, a linebacker? We needed a receiver. We needed this and that. We got a linebacker. Hopefully it doesn't turn out the same way.
No. As far as players rated coming out of school, this is not even close. As far as McClain, the linebacker, he was a nice linebacker. This kid is considered to be the best tight end to come out of school in a decade. He's prototype.
Generational. As they
So-
put it.
Yes. He's gonna there. I have absolutely no doubt about Bowers. None. He is going to become a new favorite player of Raider Nation. I've already said it, because he's going to come in and he's going to be the linchpin that allows everything to happen. He's going to hit those extra blocks on run plays. He's going to make those tough catches. And by the way, people forget Michael Mayer. He was one of the first to win the Combat Catch Award. Now, what is that? It means he went up in the air and had a defender all over him trying to swipe the ball away, and yet he caught it and came down with it. And they created a stat for that called combat catches, and Michael Mayer, coming out of school, was the best. Number one by a lot. And now we have both those guys.
Do you see him better than Jimmy Graham early in his career?
Oh, no doubt about it. Jimmy Graham. Okay, first, Jimmy Graham was about as hard as graham crackers, okay? Jimmy Graham was a chump, okay? I liked him. I liked his ability. He was gifted. But Charlie Graham might as well do his own rap song and take his time and heal, because he sucked. Because as soon as people figured out he was soft, they turned him into Amari Cooper. You remember what I'm talking about? Amari the pooper, scooper Cooper, who would do all of this good footwork, and then some guy would jam him in his chest, and he would go, I quit.
That was
I quit. He cut off my route, and he messed with my little get off the line, so I'm Amari, I quit.
I was probably one of the few that when they got traded, I said, all right, whatever.
Yeah, bye. Good luck.
Here's
That
my thing
deal we made with Dallas, getting a first string pick from Dallas. I must have did an entire show laughing at Jerry Jones. You gave us what for Amari Cooper? And then how did that work out for Dallas?
Mediocre.
Bum.
Now, that tells you a lot.
He's a bum.
John Leon asked, what do you think about Anthony Brown maybe moving up to number 2 in the depth chart?
That's my guy, John Leon. What's up, John? Good to see you, brother. And I would say this, John Leon was one of the very first guys on my show months ago, gave me Anthony Brown. And I said, well, yeah, I see the kid, but, do you really think he's that special? And he stood on his business and said, Raider Bear, look, that guy's for real. He's going to come up quietly, but that guy's for real. Then I got a chance to look at some tape of him, and he's for real. We really do have someone that's quietly kind of sitting in the wings that could end up going past both AOC and Gardner Minshew if they're not careful.
Yeah.
Throws on the run, big arm, good kid, listens, coachable. He's got it all. Humble, good looking. He's got it all. Can run. If the play breaks down, he can run a little bit. He's got it all, man. He just, you know how it is, though, with the business. AOC's got that rookie deal he's on. That makes him almost bulletproof. Because as an owner, you want to keep those guys and then get success out of those guys. And then if you do, then you re-up AOC and you make a run. So he's got every opportunity. They're giving him every opportunity to run this squad. And I think he's going to do it.
Now, of course, you're going to see AOC and Minshew battle it out when they actually play in the preseason. They're going to see Bowers and most likely Michael Mayer with AP trying to bring it back old school. And, you know, how we played in old school. The starters played in the preseason. First game was like the first quarter. Second game, how'd it go? First game was first quarter. Second game was like
first game was a couple of snaps. Then it went the first quarter. Then it went the first half. At least a couple of snaps past halftime. Yeah. Then that fourth game was all everybody else fighting it out for their roster spot.
So with the new offense coming in, a new quarterback, whoever it's going to be, whoever wins the camp, which is going to be AOC. Do you think
got this hands down?
Do you think, let's say more on the offensive side, should all the starters have some kind of playing time in preseason? And I know you're risking injury for games that don't matter, but do you think they should try to get some playing time in the preseason just to get a head start in the regular season?
I think it's a great question. I think we're going to see that with the offensive line. I think we're definitely going to see that. But before I forget to give you this, because I have something to give you guys for your show tonight, but I'm hearing from connections that what they're going to do is when they get into the preseason and they start rolling out that offense, they're going to let AOC open it up a little bit so that he gains a little confidence and familiarity with it. But when Gardner Minshew comes out, they're going to dial it back down, which in effect is going to make AOC look like the better quarterback. He's going to look like he's separating because he's throwing the 25-yard out hook play and so on and so forth. And Minshew's just running the ball, hitting a screen, and they're going to kind of gradually go, see, look, it's AOC. Because they don't really want a battle. If you really put Gardner Minshew and AOC one-on-one, that would be tough. Because Gardner Minshew is no joke. But with them on an even playing field in a new offense, and then you give AOC a little bit of that sugar during the preseason, but you don't give it to Gardner Minshew, then the fans eventually go, hey, look, it's AOC. When in reality, it could have just easily have been Gardner Minshew, but they're not going to let him run the offense in the offseason the way they do AOC. And there will be veterans out there, but what you're thinking is correct, but smaller. They're going to get a quarter. They're going to get a package of like 15 plays. And then after that, the starters will be out. And that'll probably only be in game 3. Game 2, maybe game 3. Maybe game 2, definitely game 3.
Yeah, well, yeah. Game 3 being the final game.
They call that the dress rehearsal.
Yes.
Well, see, I feel we need to do that because we've done plenty of years where we didn't do the starters at all during the preseason, and they ended up getting hurt early in the season. They need to get themselves back up into the football shape, into the speed of football and everything else. And that's what preseason was for. And that's why they did it the way they did it with that fourth game when we had it as that dress rehearsal. Basically, all those people fighting for that bubble spot.
Right.
Gives you a chance and the starters sitting. But
I can't stress enough how much better the actual brain trust of the Raiders is now, because I guarantee you if Josh McDaniels and that mess that he brought was still here, Colton Miller would be out there practicing. They would act like he's healthy enough, get out there and learn our offense. Where now instead they bring him in, but they bring him in on the sidelines. AOC and the rest of Antonio Pierce and the rest of the staff is still evaluating Colton Miller, which gives me a little pause. I'm starting to get a little worried about him, but I'm glad that they understand that, because Josh McDaniels would not have. He would have ran him out there. He would have aggravated whatever he's got, and then we would have seen another year without Colton Miller. Now, as it stands, I think we're going to see Colton Miller at his best, because they're not going to take the shoes off of that until he gets right to the season. And then they'll let Colton go, because he doesn't need to learn any more football. The guy's already all pro.
Yeah, and well, speaking of Colton Miller, because we were talking about last week of free agents, where the money should go, and he was one guy that we were kind of like, how do we do it? But here's a video. Tom Telesco during the media day, they asked him about the unique situation with
Let's go, Tom.
How unique is this situation right now? How do you feel about where you are financially with this roster?
Yeah, it's good to have. It's earmarked for this year. The cap space we have now, earmarked some for this year, some for next year. Want to make sure we have some long-term sustainability. I think what people forget is there's also a good portion of that you need in season just to operate. Yeah. Where there's injured reserve, practice squad, that sort of thing. We still have some eyes on some players that are out there right now that we may sign going to training camp. We'll kind of see how it works out. But as we build this, and it's not like a rebuild, but as we build this moving forward, you have to have long-term sustainability, and part of that is having that cap space this year, next year. Maybe roll some of that over to next year, maybe use some of it this year. But we have a plan for it. We'll see how it works out.
I love it.
I'll say this much. I know I was in that middle group when they first hired Telesco. I did want Champ Kelly at first because, things had gone well at the end of the season. It was going. And then when it came with Telesco, it was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. I wasn't mad at it. But now, with the way things have played out, I have to say this Telesco hire has to be one of Mark Davis's best hires to date.
Yeah, no doubt, because you could tell that he listened to other people.
Oh, shit, did I freak up?
It wasn't his call. It was like, oh, I should hire that guy? All right, I'll do that. And see, when he got out of his own damn way, Mark Davis can make a good decision, but only when he gets out of his own damn way. And as far as Tom, let's go Telesco, woo! Oh, yeah, I dubbed him, okay? That is Mr. Let's Go. Because as far as I'm concerned, Tom Telesco came to this roster and said, oh, Raider Nation, you guys doubt me? Watch this. Somebody hold my beer. No, someone hold my six-pack. Because that is what Tom did. He came in and just dropped a six-pack on Raider Nation. I mean, the defensive line gets better. He brings in a decent running back in Addison. I love that new running back. I mean, we got in from the Vikings. And hey, getting off Tom just for a second, because we were on the offensive line. Has anyone else seen the interview with Thayer Munford? Thayer Munford looks like a 12-year-old that got released into the, what was I, in the Charlie Chocolate Factory. And he's just like ear to ear smiling. Oh, look, all I got to say about Thayer Munford is Thayer Munford is ready to go. Thayer, why are you talking about yourself in the third person? Because I'm that damn good now. You just see me out there. Thayer Munford. Oh, man. Thayer Munford is bringing it, man. I couldn't believe it. He looked like it was Christmas, and then someone said, go do an interview. It was Thayer Munford said, look, I know I can play with these guys now, okay? So you better watch me work. The right tackle position is taken, okay? Then you're going to have Jackson Powers at right guard. Andre James coming back at center. If we just get the left side right, and that's where we have the most experience, it's over. Tom, let's go, Telesco. I love that guy.
Well, with the extra money, what were we like 30, 31?
34.5 million.
34.5 million. Everyone's talking about who should we go and extend. We had a little joke last week. That money came from Jimmy G. Jimmy G's handing out extends. Jimmy G's handing out extends, and who's gonna get it?
Be like Bob.
Be like Bob. So these are like the notable free agents are gonna be at the end of the season. Everyone except for two guys, meaning Marcus Epps and Robert Spillane, have been drafted by the Raiders. But out of these six guys from the end of the season, these upcoming free agents, who would you extend now? Or before the season ends, who would you extend with a longer contract?
I would start with Robert Spillane. I think he has been a real nice stopgap for us at linebacker. I would look at him before I would look at some of the other guys less flashy, because we're leaning, if you ask me, we're leaning toward being a defensive dominant team that has a good offense. So I would like to really solidify that defense, bring Robert Spillane back in. And then honestly, I would look at Trayvon Merrick. I think Trayvon Merrick has played real well throughout most of his career. I think a lot of Raider Nation doesn't necessarily love him because he doesn't have those flashy impact plays. He's just consistently good. You know what I mean? He knocks balls down. He helps his cornerbacks. He calls out protections. The guy's nice. I think Spillane and Trayvon Merrick, I would look at them first.
But you could say the same thing about Marcus Epps. And Merrick got better once Marcus Epps came on the team and started learning under him.
Yeah. I can't deny that. Marcus Epps gave him a better understanding of how to play the run, if we want to be really specific. Because Merrick has always been kind of a coverage safety. When Epps got there, he put a little bit more dog into Trayvon Merrick. You saw Merrick starting to come up to the line and help with the defense a little bit more often than we saw in the past. And I don't think it was a reluctance. I just think that he didn't trust himself to leave the backfield as often and come up as Mark Epps does, and he showed him where he can do that.
But do you think we should keep Marcus Epps as that teacher on the field and continue going? Because as I think, who was it, Hondo, that said Marcus Epps leaves Philadelphia's backfield, and what happened to their defense?
Oh yeah,
they went down, and ours started to get better. Is Marcus Epps those guys that we need to keep as that veteran to help with these younger guys and keep things going? Because he was really the one that was calling the plays there for the corner, for the backfield.
Right. And honestly, a guy like that, he's glue in your locker room. And so now with this $34 million, I don't think there's any doubt we're going to be able to sign these guys, really get everyone in the building, and go out there and make a decent run. In the past, a guy like that would have been lost because the team gets better, starts winning, and then you don't really have the cap space. So we're in perfect position right now. You can see everything's coming together. The tight end, the defense, the coaching staff, an additional running back, Zamir White learning how to take care of his body better, talking about how he's changed his diet and is ready to be a number one guy. I just think everything right now for the Raiders is on a springboard. They just have to get in the water now.
Yeah, I said that Marcus Epps has probably been kind of like that safety that you can trust back there. We haven't had a safety like that since Charles Woodson in his second stint.
I agree.
So I think, he should be in the running to get an extension. And of course, you got to throw in Nate Hobbs, which the cornerback coach, I forget who it was, what his name is, but he had called him the key to the defense when he's healthy. So Nate Hobbs, when he's in there and he's good with the slot receivers, playing
he's the best nickel corner in the league. Even now, he's the best nickel corner. And when he got put back as nickel, that allowed everybody else to be able to do their job because you knew he was going to shut down his guy.
Yeah, he takes over the middle of the field like defensive backs we haven't seen in a long time because he has a combination of size and speed, but he's smart. That's the thing that people don't get about Hobbs. He is smart. He can look at a play and recognize it from film study and then go, oh, this is that play where they go red 22 dragon and run a guy right across the front of me. I'll be ready for that. And what he does is he free ups every other player on that defense to now be even more responsible with their own responsibilities on a given play because they don't have to worry about the middle as long as they have Nate Hobbs out there healthy.
Ricky Manning, thank you very much. Space Beast. I got information overload. I'm trying to throw everything around over here. But with that, you also got we also got the following years. The following years, 2025's free agents. Do you give any of these guys now any kind of cheddar before they get into the free agent market 2 years from now and cost more, like a Jacoby Myers?
Sure.
Or even like a Jack Jones,
Mumford,
our offensive line. It's funny how at the end of this year, you have our defensive guys that are going to be free agents. The end of the following year is our offensive guys, with the exception of Jack Jones. But would you throw any of these guys some money now and try to lock them down for a couple more years?
Sure. I'm going to gaslight your partner here for a moment because he's not just the good-looking beard. That guy knows some football, I can tell. Because the first words out of his mouth were, hey, Thayer Mumford. Well, me and that guy, we must have had the same mama and got separated somehow because I'm right with you, brother. Thayer Mumford is going to stamp on this team, I'm telling you. I don't think it's going to happen like day one, but I think like week 3, week 4, you're going to start to hear the whispers of that Thayer Mumford kid's got that right side of the line locked down. I like him. I like him a lot. He's only going to get better. And then when you consider the depth we've put behind him, that big kid, Artis, he has the weird name, Artis Pete, I think it is. The offensive lineman was a right tackle, left tackle combination that came over from the New Orleans Saints. That guy is going to help us so much on the offensive line. There he is, Andrus Pete, with the experience he's going to bring to the table. Just stop it. And by the way, when we're ready to talk about Dylan Laube, just let me know. I need someone to cue me when we're going to talk about Dylan Laube, because that's how much I like Dylan Laube.
Well, we need to talk about the running backs. If you want to talk about Laube, go ahead and talk about Laube right now.
Okay, dude, Darren, dude. Okay, look, Laube. Okay, I'm just saying right now, get used to that guy, okay? Because he is going to sell jerseys. This is the guy who, in my opinion, is literally a secret weapon that people don't understand is coming. We already showed it one time real briefly in OTAs. He caught a pass and he lined up at the wide receivers position and smoked one of our defensive backs, catches the ball from AOC and scores a touchdown. Okay. The press talked about the fact that Dylan Laube, when he gets a ball, he turns, he sizes up his guys, he finds his blocks as good or better than any running back they've seen. He's already getting compared to that kid McCaffrey with the Niners.
He said, don't say it's CMC.
It's coming. Dylan Laube's coming. I love that guy. Secret weapon.
Speaking
I was
of,
saying he could be the steal of the draft.
Speaking
dude, Dylan Laube is going to be so amazing. I'm telling you guys, he's going to. I don't even like saying it because I sound like I'm crazy because people want to tell me he's too little. Oh, he's just going to be a special teams guy. Blah blah blah. No. Wait as the Joker says. Wait until the coaching staff gets a load of him, because he's going to let it go and they're going to see what he's got. This is a guy with Wes Welker-like movement and eyes. He's going to make catches. He's going to make plays. They're going to turn him into a running back by giving him those quick, short plays, letting him have a little bit of protection. And then that guy, I'm telling you, man, Dylan Laube, don't forget that name. I may be wearing his jersey in the next month or two.
Is Laube the luxury we have to let Zamir White go at the end of his contract? If White even has it, let's say he has a good couple of seasons, is Laube the reason we can let him walk?
No, I honestly, Zamir White is more valuable than people realize, because not only can he bang in the A and the B gap, but he can take it outside and beat your defense to the corner. Now, the other running backs we have on the team, not really quite as good with that. Like Amir Abdullah is nice. We re-signed Amir Abdullah. He can run on the edge, but not so good up the middle. He's tough enough, but it's just not what he does well. I would say that Dylan Laube is more of a very specific passing and strategically running player. He can run the ball, but I don't want him getting whacked. You know what I mean? That guy is so multi-talented. I want to move him all over the field. I'm going to line him up at the third wide receiver position and motion him to the other side. I'm going to line him up at fullback and then motion and split him out behind the other wide receivers. They're going to do so many different looks with him. Defenses are only going to be able to backpedal and try to keep what happens in front of them. It's going to be amazing.
So you're saying he'll be used kind of like a Brock Bowers, just kind of wherever he could be fit in, multiple different positions, and to draw defenders to a certain side so the play could happen on the other side. Because if they don't, then you're going to give them to Laube. You're going to get that touchdown. So you got to
exactly. And then when you think you've got all that figured out, they're going to run the ball. And with that 2 tight end set, you're going to average 5 yards, man. If Zamir White just gets a day off here and there to keep his legs right, because we know he had problems with his legs in college, I don't want to just depend on him like that. And more importantly, whether we agree with it or not, the league has devalued running backs. So as far as I'm concerned, I want Zamir White out there, but I don't want him out there the same way I had Josh Jacobs out there. Josh Jacobs was an anomaly. That guy was impressive. He could play through injuries, didn't get hurt quite as often as a lot of running backs that take the amount of snaps he took. I mean, that guy's snap count with us was just off the charts, and yet still gave us a lot. So hopefully Zamir White can do that. I think the additions of the other backs we have in the backfield, though, they'll be able to do a thunder and lightning kind of mix and match kind of thing. But unlike in the past where that meant you didn't have a running back, the era of that is gone to me. The Emmitt Smith, the Walter Payton, guys like that, that's dead. Most coaches, I don't even think they're looking for that. They just want a good, competent running back that can give him an 800-yard season. Then you get a second running back that gives you a comparable 500 to 600-yard season. And now suddenly you've got 1,200 yards from your running backs and 8-9 touchdowns, and you're all right.
Well, the last time we were successful and had our 3 years of playoff, our little stint in the early 2000s, we had Tyrone Wheatley as the Thunder and Charlie Gardner as the Lightning, who can catch out in the backfield. Do you think it could be like that? Zamir White and Lobby, or Zamir White and Madison, or Abdullah? Abdullah could be like the Randy Jordan.
Number 2 spot, Abdullah or Madison.
One of them could be the Randy Jordan.
Madison is definitely going to be the 2. There's no doubt about it. He's physically a little bit more of a presence than Amir Abdullah. Amir Abdullah, to me, has always been depth. Now, I mean that with absolute respect, because I happen to think Amir Abdullah is pretty good. And so, to me, when we had problems in the past with injuries and we saw a lot of Amir Abdullah, I was fine with that. If we really look back, he does give you what this league is starting to stereotype. Hey, I can find any running back that can get me 600 or 700 yards. All I got to do is block for him a little bit. That's kind of what Amir Abdullah has done to the league in a way. Now all these coaches expect their running back, their third running back, their fourth running back to be able to do what he does. But we have one of the deepest running back rooms in football, in my opinion.
Well, speaking of running backs, one of the stories is Josh Jacobs on the Green Light podcast. Here is what he said on there.
Oh, boy.
You've had to deal with coaching changes and in your young career gone through the ringer with this thing. And I know what that feels like, saying, am I ever going to feel what it feels like to win? Am I ever going to feel like what the NFL is supposed to feel like? Was it hard for you in that 4 or 5 year period or the beginning of your career to say, like, am I ever going to get out? Was that stressful?
No, definitely. And that went in part into me leaving too, and I told him, I'm like, man, coming from Alabama, I went to championship every year I was there. You feel me? Every year. Yeah. I remember coming to the league and losing my first game, and I was mad, not talking to nobody, and a vet come up to me and this the NFL, you gonna lose. I'm like, so y'all cool with losing? You know what I'm saying? It was so different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For me, it was so different. So that was one thing. And then the most frustrating thing about it all, I feel especially when you got me, Tay and Max, and you got guys that come in every day and work hard, and you don't get the results. And then it gets to the point where okay, I'm working hard and I'm doing every little detail, every little step, and I'm still not getting the results. So I didn't have the answers. Yeah. And that's the part that was the most frustrating. It's okay, you do everything that you asked of, but you still don't get the result that you want, and or this or that. And it's you be close, but every year you close, but it's not, it's not winning. Yeah. So that was a big thing for me too, man. I'm like, man, y'all want me to come back on a discount and lose? I don't know how I feel about that.
Come on a discount and lose.
Hold on. Even Jacobs. Before that, though, the comment of coming in like Max and Tay and working hard, yet all I remember is last year he held out the whole fucking offseason. How is that working hard? Before, I don't remember hearing anything about him working hard. And since when was wearing an octopus the new style? I mean, is that what I need? An octopus to be? I mean, sorry. But, the whole working hard part, space, oh, guys, I can't believe you. I can't believe that he worked hard. I think in the beginning part, yes, his first 3 years, I can maybe believe it.
And isn't winning or losing on the players? Don't the players always say, hey, It's up to us on the field. And yet his attitude is, I was going to stay there and be a loser. He said that. I'm shocked by that. But
didn't Derek Carr turn around and take responsibility for the losses? And people fucking turn around and say, "Oh my God, that's not the way it is." But here, like you said, the players, the end result comes to play. The coaches coach, but the end result, the players have to play. And
let's just say he went full Will Smith. And he went up and slapped Chris Rock. And it's not going to age well because, hey, Josh, every damn running back in the league could say what you just said, except one team in the league, and that's the one that won the ring. Everybody else did a lot of winning that meant nothing. See, as far as I'm concerned, second sucks. So if he was happy with being second or third and at least we were winning, go ahead, Josh, you go ahead and do that. But in my opinion, he needs to shut up because professionally, he sounds like a clown because any running back in the league could have made the argument he just made. It's outrageous. Just shut up, go to where you're going to go, carry the rock, and be a great running back if you can, which I don't think he will because the situation in Green Bay ain't what it was in Las Vegas. I'm sorry. And they're going to find out real quick, just like the Eagles did, that when no team in the defense has tape on you and you're that quarterback love and the league is still kind of figuring out who he is, sure, he's going to move the ball. Sure, he's going to make some plays. But let's see him do it again now coming off of that sophomore slump. We saw it stop the kid with the Chargers. We saw it stop the little curly-haired kid with the Cardinals, and on and on and on. These quarterbacks that were supposed to come onto the scene and light people up, putted butts in them, all of them. But especially Josh Jacobs, who sounds like a sour little girl who got dumped.
And on Face Pieces, his comments here, with McDaniels playing him, that first season McDaniels was coach, all preseason, that helped Josh Jacobs
get in shape.
Not only that, he's blaming Josh McDaniels for why he's not there. Okay, wait a second. Hey, Josh. Hey, Josh. Everyone on the roster knew that guy was a jackwagon, and he was probably going to get fired soon. Once he was fired, then you go in and renegotiate. Instead, he acted like, well, Josh McDaniels disrespected me, so I'm out of here.
Well, speaking of that, he continues on, as to go along with what you're saying. He continues on with this.
Talking to guys, everybody loves Antonio. He's a dog. He's one of us. He played, man. Like when you're around the guy. So when he came in, it probably had to be tough being like, hey, I know I'm leaving, but this does look fun. It looks like he's going to turn it around. And are you able to like pull for those guys, even though you're somewhere else?
Yeah. So like with him, man, like. And you got to know, he called me the heart of the team. So, like, he was one of them dudes that he believed in me. Like, I honestly say that from even before he took over the job, he used to talk to me and give me, pointers and stuff. And, like, I wanted to, come back and play for him and things like that. But also at the same time, when it came down to it, like, it was out of his hands.
Yeah.
Like, he like, we want you back, but it's like, he can't really do much about it to have me back because he's a first-time head coach. Mm-hmm. And, Mr. Davis didn't want to put too much on his plate. Yeah. So he put people around him to handle all of them things. So it was just like that. But then not only that, man, I never talked to the GM or none of that. So it was like, it just was what it was. At the end of the day, like I told him, I'm like, man, look, I got every Raider record since I've been here, basically. Yeah. And I'm like, if y'all don't have enough respect to me to sit me down and have a conversation, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. And it was just that simple, really.
First off, I'm calling bullshit on that because I looked it up before we started the show. That comment about every Raider record, the motherfucker was third on the Raider list as far as running back. How the fuck you have any record if you're the third best running back in the Raiders' history? Marcus Allen still holds all those fucking records, not you. So how the fuck you gonna go and say, I hold every Raiders record? I call bullshit, and you're just trying to pump yourself up to your new team is all you're trying to fucking do.
Maybe it's all the Las Vegas Raiders records in the last 4 years. 2000, 2020, 21, 22, 23.
Okay, but that's like fucking who's the damn quarterback? Deshaun Watson with the Browns saying he's got all the fucking records when that with the new Browns, yeah, but let's go to the fucking original Browns and he ain't got shit. I mean, come on.
The Baltimore Browns?
You know, I mean, that kind of shit. Yeah, I think he was just trying to make himself look good. And I mean, he's drinking his own Kool-Aid right there. I got every goddamn Raider record. I mean, even I had to look it up. I was like, okay, I don't believe it, but let's see. And when I looked it up, now don't get me wrong. Third on the list is impressive in 5 years, but you still don't have every fucking record. There's two guys ahead of you. Mark Van Eegen is ahead of him.
There was a game, I know you guys will remember this. There was a particular game, it was year before last, and he ran right through the middle of the line. He had like a 200-yard game, 2 touchdowns, something like that. And he was, I mean, untouched going through the offensive line. And yet he says nothing about the offensive line. He says nothing about his teammates getting him open and making those holes. He says nothing. He just says me, 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 me. You know what I mean? And I mean, even if he's not that kind of person, he might have just felt pressure on Chris Long's podcast to say something that would be, you know, meaningful, when in reality, he ended up saying nothing at all, because any running back would feel the same way as him. And more importantly, what did we do with him? We got all the way through his rookie deal, and he got hurt a little bit in the middle. And the team said, we think we got the best of you. Good luck in Green Bay. Well, once that happens, shut up, go be about Green Bay, and tell them how excited you are to be in Green Bay. Stop talking about us. Stop telling us what AP was or wasn't doing. To me, that was immediately disrespectful to Antonio Pierce, to act as though he had nothing to do with it. He's the head coach. If he really went into that room and put his word in and said, I got to have Josh Jacobs, guess what? Josh Jacobs would be a Raider.
That's how we got Jack Jones. That's how we got Jack Jones last year.
We got Jack Jones, exactly.
So Josh is a little bit butthurt. He needs to go ahead and lick his wounds and shut up.
It just sounds like he still wanted to be a Raider, but he wanted to prove a point.
That's exactly what it is.
That's all he keeps doing is engaging in, you know, the social media with some of the Raider fans, and I want to try to get Javonte back over here to Green Bay. Like why?
And that season in Green Bay was fool's gold, man. That season in Green Bay is fool's gold. If you look back, Baker Mayfield did the same thing. They brought Baker Mayfield mid-year out there, and because it was mid-year, they had no tape on him. He's just slinging the rock all over the place and looks like a stud. And then the next couple years after that, he's getting shut down. He looks like a one read and run quarterback. Oh, that's not open? I'm out of here. Oh, and by the way, I only run right on every single play. And he got exposed. And the exact same thing is going to happen in Green Bay. And that kid Love, you can just see it coming. Everyone's so in love with the story going on in Green Bay. I am not. And for the record on this show, I want to make it known, I'm one of the few who's saying from Jump Street that Green Bay is fugazi.
Oh, I said Green Bay made the mistake, and they're going to realize it. They kept the wrong running back. They got the wrong running back, and let the running back they should have kept walk.
And the running back they had a great year. Wasn't it that guy Aaron Jones? I think it was.
Aaron Jones. And they let him walk, and they're going to fucking learn real quick who's the better running. I think Aaron Jones is a better running back than Josh Jacobs.
Well, in that system, with that offensive line, I agree. Now, if you put each guy side by side, would you see Josh maybe as a little bit better back? I could argue that. But with that system they were in, they already had a back that was effective, and he put up decent yards. It was a lateral move that you're going to end up paying Josh more money for in the long run.
I just want to comment on this one. Yes, he wasn't asking for $48 million, but Jack Jones, the league, they made it look like he was a malcontent because he got let go by the Patriots, and he had like a little history with this and that. So the Raiders didn't want to take a chance, but AP went in there, He said, "I'll pound the table. You could put my career on the line, whatever, for him." When they brought him in, he could have did the same thing for Josh Jacobs, just for them to at least negotiate like something better. But it's just
from what you hear, as far as money yearly, the Raiders offered the same amount of money that he's getting in Green Bay. The only difference is the amount of years. So
once again, more knowledge from that beard. I'm hearing it, brother. I'm seeing it, brother. I mean, this was literally just a disgruntled employee. That's it. He's just a disgruntled employee. That's it. That's all this guy is. You got fired, and now you're in the locker room by the water cooler talking to your boys about what happened, and we're supposed to give a damn. Sorry, Josh. You know what I mean? It's called lick your wounds. Go change that diaper and get some sleep, all right? And maybe give another woman a baby. What is he on to his 5th or 7th or something like that with 8 baby mamas or some crazy number? Maybe you should worry about your own backyard before you start trying to come and play in ours. Now go to Green Bay, be with the hillbillies in their yellow hats, ridiculous, the cheeseheads. Good luck with that.
I said, what was it, a few weeks ago at least? But I said earlier, it was a few weeks ago, that I felt Josh Jacobs had one foot out the door the minute the season ended. He only heard what the Raiders had to offer to go. He had every plan to walk, and this interview, to me, solidifies my feeling was he was going to walk regardless. It didn't matter what money was offered to him.
And he's already made money. The guy's already made money. And we know the story about the guy. He was literally homeless, sleeping in a truck with his dad, leading up to his pro career. And you're telling me that guy can't say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a little haircut because I'm a veteran player now. I've been banged up a little bit, but I want to stay a Raider. So I'm going to go in the office and say, what do I have to do to remain a Raider? You guys didn't want my 5th-year option, but that was under Josh McDaniels. Would they have considered again something like his 5th-year option had he went in and said, you know what? I'm a Raider first. I want to be a Raider first. Let's go out there because I want to die a Raider. What did we hear Max Crosby say not 2 days ago? I want to die a Raider.
Well, speaking of, we got that clip. I was about to bring that up right now.
Let it rip.
Crosby, so he signed a new 4-year contract. Is an extension in March. I'm really curious. Did you ever think privately what it might be like to be someplace else? Because that might be natural. Or was it always critical to you to make sure that you could stay with the Raiders as long as possible?
Yeah, you know, for me, the guys who inspired me are the Kobes and the Jordans, the guys that stayed at the same place and won in the same place. So no offense to the guys like LeBron and those dudes that, you know, I won't give them some heat, but they, you know, took the easier road travel, and that's really not the way I look at it. I feel like for me, going through it and going through the ups and downs and the hardships is going to make it even that much, you know, sweeter when I do win a Super Bowl. So I plan on being here for a very long time, and I plan on winning here. So, yeah, you know, when I signed that contract, I didn't have any type of, you know, thought of leaving or idea of leaving. I feel like I'm going to be a Raider for life, for sure.
And how much of it is just specifically about being a Raider, about being a part of the silver and black?
Yeah, I feel like it's everything I represent. You know, I feel like me being in a different color wouldn't even look right. I'm a Raider to the core. I express exactly who I am. I don't shy away from it. I'm 100% myself on a daily basis. So that's what I think being a Raider is. And yeah, you know, I fully embrace it. And like I said, like, it's no shade on anybody else. They can do whatever they want to do. But for me, I really care about legacy, and I care about winning. And I feel like, you know, anybody can go and join something that's already established. It's like me going to the Chiefs and going to win a Super Bowl. That wouldn't be right. You know what I mean? That wouldn't even feel right or look right. I want to earn it.
Wait. Can I be the first to say the shade on LeBron was delicious?
Right? I agree. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Max, what are you doing? Hey, this is the interview with Max Crosby. Hey, no one should call LeBron a fat pig and a quitter. No one should do that. No one should ever say that guy is a spineless wimp and a quitter who tried to be Michael Jordan. No one should say that.
Do you think
You can't
though?
call him a pussy either because you know that lady that did it.
That's right. That's right. Don't refer to LeBron as a quitter and a pussy. Don't do that. Okay, we shouldn't do that.
But do you think that was a slight shade back to Josh Jacobs?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. No, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Look, as far as I'm concerned, there will be proof in this pudding down the road. You know, like grandma used to make. It's when you put it in the refrigerator and 2 days go by and then you remember it's there and you go, oh, wait a minute. And then when you go get it, it tastes even better. Now, what am I talking about? Max Crosby. Because watch, in the next 2 to 3 years, he'll get another contract. He'll get another bonus. But what he'll do is he'll make it team friendly. It'll only pay in installments. It'll pay after he's retired, stuff like that. So it stretches it out there and makes it fit what the Raiders need for him to stay and be an effective player. Hey, Josh, maybe if you had shut your mouth, pulled in the tentacles, and decided that you wanted to win like you allege, you would have stayed where you were and saw the growth of what you were a part of, and now you're leaving it behind to tell us that we didn't show you respect? That was Josh McNuts. The nation never wanted you to go anywhere, and you know it. And he disrespected the nation on top of it in social media. So get out.
I love out of that interview there with Crosby, what we showed was he said, when I win a Super Bowl with the Raiders, he knows what's coming. It's not if, it's not, anything else. He said, when I win the Super Bowl, it's going to be that much sweeter.
That's what real stars do. Stars speak it into existence with their gifts. And that guy took his gifts to Green Bay and then whined about it.
I think it was $6 million, not $8 million. But yes, I think that was the best thing that Telesco could have done, was give him that bonus and show the appreciation for everything he's done, as on the field, off the field, the training, taking people under his wing and all that. He deserved that bonus. And what more could you say as a thank you than give him there was no extent. There wasn't, okay, we're going to add a year, give you this. No, it was just, hey, we're going to give you this fucking bonus. You deserve it. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being the leader that you are. And this is going to take us everywhere. Between that and AP, that's the shit that takes teams to the Super Bowl and wins those Super Bowls.
Exactly. They need to just follow the leader. That's what he just did. He said, follow me. He said it nice. He said it publicly correct, but that was follow me. And Max, that's the kind of guy he is. And I got to ask for a small favor. I need my outro. I need to hear my music and see that Raider Bear. Like, come on, show it to me. What? You heard me. The Raider Bear! Hey, guys, I really appreciate you. I loved throwing elbows in this cage match. Now I don't know if I can even wrestle another way. It's always got to be a cage match for the Bear and his brothers. Hey, guys, listen, I swear I might do this again.
No, we'd love to have you on again. Really? Tell everybody where they can find you.
I'm going to tell them now. All right. Hey, guys, I really appreciate you having me on. Your show is epic. I love it. You bring knowledge and humor to the game. Keep pushing the way you are. Keep pushing with the sponsors. Shout out to Fabian Mendoza and rnforellifer.com. Make sure when you guys go to rnforellifer.com, you mention the boys at the cage match, because they're hooking you up with a great show, giving you great entertainment. Hell, they were even able to drag the Raider Bear in here, okay? So get with it. Cage match. Love you guys.
Thank you very much right there.
We appreciate it. Than anything. We know we had technical difficulties the first time.
Yes.
And the fact that you were willing to come on again just to make up for it means a lot to us. It really does.
No, hey, look, this is an honest zone, okay? We're not gonna go out like that. We're gonna go out like this. We didn't have technical difficulty. It was just Grandpa going, God dog at these doggone lakes. Which one of these dag nabbit? Wait, we're on? That was all the bear, okay? That had nothing to do with the cage match. That had nothing to do with you guys. That was all on the Raider Bear. So I take all responsibility for that shenanigan.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show. That's that's probably why I couldn't even talk. I was like, we're big time right now. We got the Raider Bear over here.
That's my guy. I appreciate the love.
Bear, on the Raider Bear family Facebook page. I know you go on there. I don't know how often, but I know I catch it. And believe it or not, I don't know if you know, this isn't the first time or second time you've been on with us. We actually been on one other time on Raider Homer's channel, and we had talked during COVID and everything. We did a show together then.
I remember that.
Yes.
Right on. All right, brothers. Much love to you. Keep up the good work, and I may see you next Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Subtle plug. Subtle plug. All right, brothers.
All right, one more time.
What? You heard me.
That right there. Oh, wait, hold on. Big head, little. There you go. That was the Raider Bear right there. We appreciate you coming on to the show. That was a surprise because he actually said, he actually told you, Asylum, I'm going to come on the show this week. So, okay, hey, let's get it ready.
Got it ready? No, we did everything to make sure that it could be heard all the way around, and we really appreciate it. I know last time he was on, he said 2 times all this. You know what? I'm just happy he came on again. If he wants to come on, he always has he's always welcome on the show, just like a few of our other regulars, Peggy and Raider Man. You know, if he wants to come on, all he's got to do is let us know, and we will find a segment, whatever, and we'll make sure that he's on.
Yes, because we like to have guests on here, collaborate, talk a little Raider football, because that's how Raider Nation is supposed to be. It's just like being in the tailgate. You give your opinion, give my opinion. I don't have my drink on me, though, so I can't really drink with the opinion, but hey.
I got my drink on me. I always do.
Well, I had water and
hey, look,
trying to be good.
I need to go with Budweiser. See, I mean, I even advertised for Budweiser with drinking and on my background.
Oh yeah. It says, "Do not get Budweiser, or he'll turn into the Asylum, and he'll freeze." All right. Well,
I have somebody, members who smuggle it in for me. You know, so I don't know how they do it. All I know is I get my Budweiser, and that's all that matters.
Well, in today's coaches press conference, Rob Ryan, who is in his second stint with the Raiders, he said he had a pretty cool little press conference there, and there was 2 clips that I want to play because it just shows his love for being here or in Las Vegas, because I'm here in Mecca. Here with the Raiders. So here's what he first said right here.
Did you always want to come back to the Raiders, and what did it mean for you when you got back here a couple of years ago?
It's the best thing, best organization. It's like I already talked about. It's got the best head coach, but it's got the best owner. I mean, and the Raiders. I love this franchise, and God knows I've been on 10 of them, so I should know. Like this is my favorite franchise. Was when I worked with the great Al Davis. I was there 5 years with 4 head coaches. But the reason why he kept me, well, he knew I was great. But anyway, other than that, it's. This place is special. And when you see the whole stadium out there, now we got a home field believes in us. Got a whole stadium yelling for AP. That was the coolest thing ever. Now you see guys, lined up to probably go buy Aiden O'Connell jerseys, but I'm sure they're sold out. But it's a great organization. I love it. This is where I'm going to work the rest of my career, which hopefully will span for another. I want to beat my dad's record for longevity. I won't be the best Ryan by any stretch, but I do want to, coach longer than all of them did. So, that'd be good. And Now Rex has got a kid and coach. I got one who I'm going to break in this building one of these days in a couple of years, and he'll probably be better than me. Won't be much, but he'll be better. But I love it. I love the people. I love everything about this place. Uniforms are the sweetest in the league. You know, they like a guy with long hair. I mean, you know, it's a great place for me. Come on.
Okay, first things first, I gotta say, I love that fucking shirt.
Yes.
Just one word says it all: compete.
Compete.
And I kind of think he alluded to what Raider Bear was talking about with the whole Aiden O'Connell thing. You know, he didn't talk about Minshew. He was talking about people lining up for fucking, O'Connell jerseys and being possibly sold out and shit. I mean, maybe Bear knows something that we don't. We know he's got some insiders.
Yeah, and with Rob Ryan, currently he is the senior defensive assistant with the Raiders. So he's up there in the booth helping out Patrick Graham. You know, him being the former defensive coordinator back in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Late 2000, early 2010s. And he
actually it wasn't 2000. He said 5 years with Al Davis. So Al Davis started in 2011.
Okay, then yeah, so
it was the late 2000s.
Late 2000s, because they had fired who was it? I think it was when Tom Cable took over. He could have been the head coach, or he was trying to be the head coach, but they ended up hiring Tom Cable after Tony Sperano, right? Or am I going backwards?
Sperano's was after Cable, I thought.
Oh yeah, Sperano was after Cable.
Because Sperano came in after Hugh Jackson.
No,
I thought.
Wait, no. Well,
Hugh Jackson
yeah, because he had Carr. He had Carr.
Yeah.
Sperano had Carr. Okay, so yeah, I'm way off. And all these coaches we had. He came in after he was there during Lane Kiffin.
I was gonna say Kiffin.
And then after Kiffin got fired,
because Kiffin tried to fire him twice, and Al Davis wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah. So yeah, Kiffin got fired, and then Tom Cable took over, and then I think he was trying to go for the head coaching job, Rob Ryan, but he ended up staying because Al Davis always loved the offensive-minded head coach. His only defensive one was John Madden. So everybody else was offense. He was trying to go after the head coaching job, but then he had left eventually, and then he came back a couple years ago. 2 years ago, right? When McDaniels came in, he came in. Something and now he's up there, yeah. And he said he loves the organization. Out of the 10 he played or he coached for. And another thing he had said was about AP right here.
What is it about AP, Coach, that you are so much a believer in him?
Because he's real. Like, you know, he's real. Now, this is the genuine article. He's straight out of Compton. Literally. So he's a complete badass, and he's just great people. But he wants our players and our coaches to be themselves. So that's what's great. Like, he's not changing. Hey, if you're who you are, like, you know, little Jack's Jack. We got, you know, Max is Max. But he wants you to be yourself and bring them all together and create a culture that is awesome to see and be a part of. And I've been through a lot of them, but I just absolutely love what he's doing. And, you know, he's just, he's a star, you know, and then he's got a son that's going to be brilliant. You know, right now he's on offense. I'm sure he'll be switching to defense because that's where he probably belongs. But, you know, he's special. But you see him. I mean, well, you know, he's real. Like, you know, his coach talk. He ain't born nobody. You know, he's going to be himself. And he's going to make us winners.
I mean, great organization. You have a great head coach in AP who allows the players to be themselves. That kind of sounds like John Madden when he said, you know, let the players be themselves. Let them do what they got to do. The only 3 rules was pay attention, listen, show up, and play hard on Sundays.
Yep.
So
he let them sit on helmets. He let them fucking I mean, you had that Monday Night Football where you had Matt Stork wearing a goddamn mask on the bench. Then you hear the stories at
Stabler
training
with the happy face sticker on the back of his
Yeah,
helmet.
the happy face. Then you hear stories of training camp where they're showing up on horses and shit like that. I mean, he let them be individuals, and it sounds like that's exactly what AP's doing. Must be a linebacker coach thing.
Yeah. Speaking of Matt Stork, he's the one that was on the horse. I think he also passed out margaritas in between breaks, right?
No, I didn't hear that. But when he was on the horse, he had a pumpkin helmet. He carved out a pumpkin with the Raiders shield and was wearing that. So he was like being the headless horseman, running out. Then you had Villapiano, who hired the streaker to run around the field.
Well, see, the thing about it is you have, of course, we see it because we're watching our team. We're trying to, gather any kind of information from all these podcasters and reporters and news outlets like Raider Nation Radio and Rich Eisen. And, all we see is positive. Hondo. All you see is positive. The quarterbacks are looking good. Our tight ends our defense is going to be, ranked up there, number 1, number 2, number 3. But all we keep getting, mainly outside of the national media, is just hatred. And we think that there's some kind of conspiracy in that one, don't you think?
Oh, we've always said there's a conspiracy. We always said there's a conspiracy against the Raiders.
So let's dive in again like we did last week. Let's go into the commish files. All right, everybody, we got our tin hats because we got to make sure that nobody in the government, aka the NFL, the commish, can read our minds. Okay, can read our minds. And one of the things that we want to talk about is
Anna. That's why you got to get a tin hat so Goodell can't read your thoughts.
Now, one thing that came out was the cover of Madden 25 with CMC. We referenced his name earlier, CMC. But if you look at the cover, this is false. This has Raider hatred all over. And the question is, why? Why on John Madden's video game, now that he's passed away, they would use a 49er, Christian McCaffrey, getting chased by the Raiders? Now, this is false because the only time he played the Raiders as a Niner, he played them twice. He was a Panther before, and we took care of him too. When he played the Raiders, it was in week 17 of 2022 season. Yeah, he had 19 carries for 121 yards and a touchdown, but that game was played in Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders would be in black, and he would have been in his whites. Why do you think the NFL or whoever's in charge?
X-Files, savagely asylum style.
Thank you very much on that one right there. All right. Why would the people in EA Sports decide? Because we're not Bay rivals anymore. We're in Las Vegas and they're in Santa Clara. We're not in Oakland and they're not even in San Francisco. There's no Bay Bridge separating the two. We're not in their division. We're not in their conference. Why would they use the Raiders as the background in the deluxe edition? Why would they use, look at 48's belly. Why would they use the Raiders as the backdrop for a 49er players cover on Madden 25? What do you think, Asylum? What is the conspiracy in this one?
My conspiracy in this is everyone knows about the Madden curse, right? We all know about the Madden curse. You get the cover and bad shit happens. Now, some people believe that the Madden curse hasn't happened It stopped in the early 2010s. I don't believe that. The Madden curse is there. And I think they did this in order to help keep the curse off of McCaffrey and put it onto the Raiders. They see what the Raiders are doing. They see what could be happening. It started with Gruden, right? All of a sudden, those emails come out, all that shit.
We were 3-0.
We're playing well. We have a chance of, being somebody. Then they come out. So here, how else can you help alleviate the curse on McCaffrey than throwing Raiders players behind them? Now there's a better chance that hopefully the curse falls on the Raiders instead of McCaffrey, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a push. Since we're in Vegas, I'm talking poker. Not poker. I'm talking not poker, but 21 push, whatever. We're not going to get the bad luck on McCaffrey, but if anything, the Raiders will even it out, and it'll be nothing. It'll be nil. But yeah, I agree, because Madden wouldn't have had picked the Raiders to be the background on a 49er player. That just wouldn't make any sense. And
not in a million years.
And you see, like with here we go. There you go. KDO's in the building right here. KDO's in the building. Put him up. KDO's in the building. There's KDO right there. The man, he actually did the music for the intro. So shout outs to KDO. That is my cousin from the islands of Hawaii. That's how far back we go. Thank you, Ancestry.com. No. So anyways, yeah, we're starting.
Anna's going to get us the answer.
Oh,
she has a friend
right there,
who works for the company who designs these games. When you find out, Anna, you need to let us know on whatever show that is. We want to know why this happened.
Exclusively only for us, though, because we're the ones that are in the conspiracy theory, in the commish files. We believe that
so nobody can steal the thoughts after it comes out.
Don't steal the thoughts. We believe that because the Raiders are starting to separate themselves, we are now becoming that there are 31 teams in the NFL, and then there are the Raiders. We are separating ourselves from the establishment that is the NFL. We were trying to do that with Gruden, but it didn't work out because, like you said, the emails came out. We were 3-0. We were 3-0 that season. Okay, we were rolling. We had just beat the Ravens on Monday Night Football, and then it took overtime, but we beat them. Then we came and beat the Dolphins, and then we ended up losing the Monday night game to the Chargers in LA, because that's when the emails came out, and then just do a distraction. And we almost got when we did get in.
I love Space Piece. He sees 48 knocking out the ball as we speak.
The fumble was real.
The fumble. It's a fumble.
The fumble is real. Now, see,
the Raiders. I love to see that. With, of course, you know what? It's going to be a Raiders victory. So the 49ers go back-to-back Super Bowls with losses, and they're going to go for that run that the Bills have, 4-0. I mean 0-4. I should say 0-4.
4-0 and losing. 0-4. This is just, I feel like this is just a little slight by the NFL. Whoever's in charge, the Goodell said, and this is our conspiracy, Goodell said, you got to put the Raiders on that cover. Like you said, Asylum, give them bad luck, because the Raiders are starting to separate themselves. They're starting to get good news. Like there's a good feeling back in the Raider organization. There is just the mystique. The mystique is coming. The mystique is here, and you can't deny it. And the NFL is trying to stop it. The emails kind of delayed it, but with AP, because then Mark Davis ended up hiring McDaniels to try to go along with the system. We'll just go along with the system, but it didn't work. And McDaniels ended up hiring AP, or they offered him the job, and he accepted it to become the linebackers coach on that staff. Well, the NFL didn't realize that we had our guy on the staff, and once we finally let go of McDaniels, our mystique, our Raider mystique was right there, and that's what AP is trying to bring. The NFL is trying to stop it. I'm trying to find a picture I had made a while back. Asylum, take over on this one real quick.
On which one? About no, just Goodell's trying
About
to stop
the
everything.
conspiracy.
Goodell's trying to stop Raiders. I mean, we all know it goes back to even before Goodell, when they always try to stop the Raiders. What was it? Tagliabue stopped fucking the Elway trade. It was trade them to anybody but the Raiders. We had
trade him to the division.
Yeah, into the division. Who was the one after Tagliabue or before the Al Davis fucking Roselle, Pete Roselle, and
Roselle was first. Roselle was first, then Tagliabue, then Goodell.
So yeah, then you have Roselle fucking sitting there with the all fighting. All the commit. It's like when you get the commissioner's job, in the description is fuck the Raiders. Whatever you could do is fuck the Raiders. And I have a feeling Goodell had his hand and is going to justify this when they find out Goodell made that phone call to EA Sports and said, if you're going to put McCaffrey on there to avoid the curse, we need to have the Raiders in the background. And I think we're going to find that out. Hold on, what's this? If CMC gets injured, I'll never play Madden again. Well, be prepared to throw away all your Madden games. I'm just going to say, just be prepared.
I hit that button by accident. Because you want to see what the NFL you want to see what the NFL is trying to stop. Hold on, let me make sure I get out of this because I was trying to upload it.
23, 46, and the two numbers after are 47, 48. Conspired are here 10 with that.
Because you know what the NFL is afraid of? When Al Davis hears the Raider Mystique is back.
Oh, Tales from the Hey, I bring that back up. I love the fact he's wearing a straight jacket. I need to get that Raiders shield. I think I got a spot right there open. I need to put the Raiders shield right there just for this picture.
The crypt keeper right there. Al Davis is up there. Al Davis is coming. He's coming because he says, "Oh, my Raiders are back, son. You did well this time, son. You finally did well. You got somebody in here that understands what I built. That understands that I'd rather be feared than respected. I am not going to I'm not going to allow the NFL to come in here and try to tell us how we're supposed to run our organization. AP is here. We're going to be back. We're going to turn some heads, and we're going to cause some OJ Simpson helmets to roll, okay?
Oh, the can opener is coming back.
The can opener is coming back. Right there. Oh yeah.
I'd love to see the can opener come back. Shades of Phil Piano.
Who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way?
He should be. 100%. He should be there.
Anna, when you find out, I need you to exclusively bring that information here in the cage match so we can solve this mystery on why the Raiders are used as what would you call it? As clowns? As clowns, as Joe Pesci and the Goodfellas would say? Like a clown? What you think I'm funny? Like I'm some sort of clown? Like I'm here to entertain you? NFL? Oh, the Raiders are coming.
Oh, she will. She'll let it be known.
Oh, the Raiders are coming. And we got one more. One more in the commission files. We believe that Odell.
She's going to message him tonight. She's going to message him tonight. You know what?
Believe.
You let me know. We'll do a special show if we have to, even if it's only a 20-minute show on why this happened.
On why this happened. Just like. I love doing that. All right.
When it comes on, we'll be able to use our special James Earl Jones intro because that'd be breaking news.
Breaking news.
Cage match
Not
news
yet,
update.
We gotta save that. All right, now there's one more. And if you guys watch The Rush with Andre James, you'll know what we're talking about. Towards the end, They asked him. Max Crosby and his crew asked Andre James, "Do you have any conspiracies that you believe in?" And here is that clip.
What is the biggest conspiracy theory in your mind, and or most intriguing to you?
I truly believe that UFOs are here, and they have been here for a long time. So I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to tell a story real quick before
you can do whatever you want.
Before we So we just played Miami. We're flying back on the team chartered plane. You know what I'm talking about.
What do you mean? I was up there with you.
Exactly. We know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, you saw something out of the window?
Yes.
Yeah.
So on our chartered flights, like the pilots, if they're cool, they'll let us come up there and just talk or whatever. So me, Hronis, and AJ Cole are up there. We're just talking to these pilots. Where all of a sudden, like all these pilots are coming on this little radio transmitter or whatever. They're talking. They're like, "Hey, do you guys see those lights out there to the northeast? They're giving a coordinates like 200 south, blah, blah, blah." So we're looking, we don't see nothing. I go back to my seat. Probably like 20 minutes goes by. I get a text from AJ, and he's like, "Hey, come up here. We're seeing these lights." And dude, I go up there, and immediately I just see like this big white light, and it's getting bigger, and it's going back like smaller. It's getting bigger and smaller and bigger and smaller. And we're all just like, what the hell is that? Like, what the hell is that? We're talking to the pilots, and like, it could be a satellite. It's just the sun probably bouncing off a satellite. It's probably nothing. We don't know what it is. Where all of a sudden this light goes up, down, and it does like a circle. And we're all looking at each other like
satellite.
We're like, that's a satellite. And the pilot goes, "Yeah, that's not a satellite. I don't know what that is." And we're sitting there and we're like, "What is that?" Where all of a sudden another one pops out like right below it, and they're starting to go like this, and they're moving kind of like side to side. And these pilots are looking at each other like, they're still being kind of skeptical. Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, we don't know what that is." Like, we'll be honest, we don't know what that is. They're like, "We're flying at 3,500 feet or 35,000 feet, and whatever that is pretty far above us."
Yeah, yeah.
And so they're being real skeptical still. We're like, "Well, where are we flying at? Where are we at?" And he was like, "Well, we're right in New Mexico, but about 300 miles out that way is Area 51.
Of course.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm sold." I was like, right after that, I was like, "I'm completely sold."
Yeah,
This whole conspiracy thing.
Area 51 in the desert.
In the
Right
desert.
near, Nevada.
My dad actually was on a plane that landed in Area 51 when he was in the Air Force.
And that's how they found you.
That's how they found me. They didn't know about me yet, but he told me how they had to tape up the windows. They couldn't see out. They couldn't depart the plane. Everything like that. They did everything they could to hide absolutely everything. But my dad's been to Area 51. That might explain some things, though.
Well, see, with that clip, we're like, well, let's say there are aliens. I'm not going to say yes, not going to say no, but let's just go.
Oh, I believe in aliens. No, I believe in aliens. I think they're out there. I'll say
I've seen some crazy things.
I'm also in an asylum, so that might not be my view. Might not be one to fucking listen to. I don't know.
My medication did it kick in? That one time I saw that green alien outside saying hi. Okay.
That movie Paul was real. I'm telling you.
I was gonna say his name was Paul, and he sounded like Seth Rogen.
Hey, look, I love Kenya. His conspiracy theory of the tuck rule was really a fumble.
That is, yes, it is, Kay.
That's true. That's a true statement.
So we were thinking like, okay, if there are aliens and there are amongst us, Men in Black style, because we are the Men in Black, we wear the black jerseys, we take care of aliens. So we kind of like thought, well, in Las Vegas or in the NFL community, who would be aliens that walked among us or played amongst us or whatever? And we have one right here. We got Chandler Jones. I mean, he looked like an alien there. He got the Messiah tattoo on his head.
Hey, look, yeah, he turned around, got Messiah tattooed on the top of it. I mean, like in the center of his head. I mean, and then you look at the two pictures next to it. I mean, his face is alien shaped on the one on the left. I mean, it's too square. And then the one on the right, I mean, it's almost like, oops, I said something wrong. I said the alien, I said my leader's name and I shouldn't have.
The chupacabra. Oh my gosh. I got my hat on. Hold on, I gotta give him this one. Space Beast is real. Yeah, and then he kind of just like went off the rails, kind of like when E.T. was trying to go home and he started losing his, he got,
his abilities and everything. Yeah, he started getting sick.
All he needs is some Reese's Pieces and a bicycle with a basket, and we can save Chandler Jones.
No, weren't they speaking spells? Weren't they speaking spells? They weren't even
speaking spell. Texas
they were
Instrument.
speaking spells.
Another
that was
one
the high
is
technology back then.
That's how kids learned, everybody. Before iPhones and all that great stuff. The next one. Before YouTube and all that. The next one is Tom Brady. What do you had a theory on this one?
Yeah, well, I mean, with Tom Brady, the longevity of his career, the fact that, he left the New England Patriots when he did, at the end of his career, still wins a Super Bowl. I mean, that has to be alien superpowers, right? I mean, he also looks like he hasn't aged. I mean, that's alien superpowers. I mean, there's no other explanation for a 20-plus year career to be, yes, he started dwindling towards the end, but he was still at the, a top-end quarterback. And I hate saying all this. Trust me, I do. He wasn't cloned. I'm sorry. He wasn't cloned. He was an alien who was put here to work with somebody else we have on this list in order to take over the NFL.
Yes, you can say that he probably was summoned by another alien that we have on the list to take over the NFL, because how is this man able to, he got a 4-game suspension on it, but he got through Deflategate, he got through Cell Phone Gate, he got the fumble, he got that, like KDO said in 2001, he had the fumble reversed to incomplete. He has 7 Super Bowls. The only man to stop him was Eli Manning, the Book of Eli. See, go to the Lord. And
no, there was another one. There was another one too. It wasn't just Eli. Eli did it twice.
Yeah, but it was the Eagles.
The Eagles did it
with Foley.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Nick Foles.
Nick Foles, a backup quarterback at the time.
Backup quarterback.
But that's what it is. The fact you let Eli beat you twice, I mean, that was just to try to make him look like he wasn't an alien.
Hey, and add Angela Bassett to that too, because Illuminati confirmed. Tom Brady.
I can't speak on the Illuminati because I don't want them coming after me. I know some things, and yeah, the Illuminati is not real.
So is CTE. It's not real, according to AB and Chandler Jones. Oswald, see, the man that was in control of this alien was from the same planet. Goodell, Cyborg.
Cyborg. Yeah. Roger Goodell is brought here by the alien race to take over the world through the NFL.
Because the NFL makes all the money.
What the hell was that movie I compared it to? God damn it! Now I'm drawing a blank.
I don't know, because you didn't tell me what movie.
No, I did tell you. God damn it! It was just like,
who's in the movie?
Oh, I'm drawing a complete blank. That's the problem.
Was it Sinbad as a genie?
No, it was not Sinbad as a genie, and that was a real fucking movie I started. Shazam is real.
Shazam is real.
I saw the goddamn thing. God damn it.
Shazam is real. Make that a t-shirt.
Shazam was a fucking real movie. I remember seeing it. I fucking rented the movie from Blockbuster, so I know it was real. Anyway,
Blockbuster
Dell
kids
was brought down as alien race because They're trying to take over the world, and they're doing it through the NFL. And he brought Tom Brady down with them in order to slowly and surely take over the world.
And if you think about it, Tom Brady is trying to own a piece of the Raiders, which now Goodell and all of them are trying to stop that from happening because he's going rogue. Tom Brady is going rogue. And he said, I can't be under you. I can't have you rule me from Planet Goodell. Or, oh, I know what you said. You said Space Jam. He from Mourne Mountain.
Jam, that's right. That's right. Space Jam. They're trying. Yeah, Mourne Mountain. They're trying to recreate Space Jam in real life. The first one, by the way, we don't recognize the second one because that one was that's not.
So are you saying Tom Brady then is the Michael Jordan in that movie that he had taken control of, but now he's breaking free?
No, Tom Brady is one of those other the other creatures that took over the other players.
So he has one of those aliens inside of him.
Yes.
So they come out of his stomach. Watch. Don't order the special.
And we just haven't figured out who the other ones are. That's all.
Well, I don't know if they're from the same planet or not. You could call them Planet of the Apes or what?
No, not Planet of the Apes. We were come on with Planet of the Apes.
They could be Mork and Mindy. I don't know what you want to say, but I'm sorry. And this is no disrespect.
No disrespect to Robin Williams. We love Robin Williams. It was not Mork and Mindy.
Our owner and our old coach. If that's not alien enough for you, I don't know what is.
I don't know why. Every time I see this, I think of Dumb and Dumber, though. I really do.
Well, you see, maybe the bowl cut. Maybe the bowl cut is their space helmet. Like we have the foil to protect ourselves. The bowl cut protects them from, because you know what happened? Mark Davis shaved his head, and then he went and hired McDaniels. So they got into his brain.
Oh, there you go.
So now that he grew it out, he was all like, smarten up. And they're like, yeah, you too. Grow it back out again. So there you go. See, we're connecting dots.
And if you look at the foil, the way it comes around and everything, it's like our foil hats and everything. Yeah, it has something to protect it's how you protect your
thoughts. Unfortunately, though, Gruden, his emails got loose somehow. I don't know. Maybe that, see, it's a little loose right there. Gruden's a bowl cut's a little loose, so I don't know. But that's alien. That is alien. That is
definitely alien. Definitely.
From the planet. I don't know what planet.
Planet Foreskin.
Planet Foreskin.
Planet Circumcision? I don't know.
I would say Planet Uranus. All right. Now the last one. Now he's not considered an alien, but let's just say probing. Well, whatever. Oh yeah. This man right here.
Now, Patrick Mahomes, the way he walks, everything, he looks like he's been abducted numerous times and enjoys the probing. And that's why he walks a little funny. Yeah, I mean, and they might have even given him a little something in order to make him play better. They're trying to go away from the Space Jam and totally inhabiting a body and trying to just control something, and they found somebody who enjoys a weekly probing. That's why he has Kermit voice. I mean, he's been probed by so much that it's just a high-pitched voice now.
Space Jam, he got Space Jammed up there, and now he's like,
don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. He's touching me. He's touching me.
Oh, yeah. These are your aliens that we believe, and the probed one right there. Because the NFL needs a new GOAT since the other one went rogue. They need a new GOAT, so they probed him. He is now...
He's like Space Jam 2 then?
LeBron James.
The one we refused to watch?
All right. That is right there your... Where'd it go? That is your... I am trying to find it. All right, then, right there. That is our show. Thank you for those who came on. And also, thank you, Raider Bear, who opened up the show with us. We appreciate you. Can't wait
It was
for
a
you to
hell of a
come
show
on.
with Raider Bear. It really was. Yes. I thank you, Raider
Yes.
Bear. He gave us some insight. He even gave us some shit to think about in other ways, shit we may not have seen. Or even thought of in ways, a new perspective on Raiders, on what's happening in camp. And, always, I don't want to say always, the 2 times he's been on, it's been a blast. This time was so much better. The fact that he could hear everything and be able to go. He loved his intro, which is always a good thing when they love their intros.
Oh, yes. So yeah, we thank you, Raider Bear, and we thank everyone in the chats and the new people that came in. Remember, shameless plug.
I'm getting there. Sorry. Go to YouTube, The Cage Match Show. Like, share, subscribe, give the thumbs up, hit that bell so you know every time we come on. And if you don't do YouTube for whatever reason you have, go to Facebook, to the Oakland Raiders Savage page or the Asylum page and like, share, give a thumbs up, give stars if that's what you're into. And don't forget about our WGG. Put in your order, energy drink. If you want to be up there with Max Crosby, get W. At the end, in the discount code, put Cage Match, one word, to get 10% off your entire order. And we know that works.
We know that works because we tried it. Why? Well, my fiance tried it. She did it, and I got the cup. Oh, yeah. And also, shouts out to Fabian, his website, Raider Nation for Life, RN, the number 4, lifer.com. Go on there, check out the merch. He has great merchandise. I'm telling you, the hats that I wear only come from Fabian himself. I was trying to put 2 words at once. Fabian himself. Go on there. You will not be disappointed. He's always at the major Raider Nation events. So you get to see them in person. Make sure you go to those. I don't know what the next event is. Probably when the season starts. So,
no, probably Explosion, right?
No, Explosion happened last weekend.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
And without even prompting, you can even see the shirt. Raider Bear was wearing that shirt with that logo on it. So their shirts, their hats, they got they got everything from bottle openers, koozies, patches. He's got anything you need. And if he doesn't have it, hit him up. I'm sure he can make it.
Oh, yeah. Because he helped out with our merch, which, next week I'll have it on with me. It's over there on the other side of the room. I got to bring it over here. I'll make sure I do, because I do have my Debbie Cup now.
Oh, sorry.
Debbie Cup. Hey. So, and also, like we always try to do, we try to push Raider Man's podcast website, RaiderMan19.com. He also has merch. He has the oh, hello. He has the Oath merch. So make sure you go over there, check that out. And like always, we are trying to get him to excuse me. See, we're trying to get him to the torch. You hear the Oath when you hear our intro. So when he comes to we want to try to get him to the torch. Oh, we got it over here. Thank you. Get him to the torch, because if you can only imagine him doing that in front of 65,000 people at the front of the torch, getting the team fired up. That's what we're trying to do. He is the bullhorn.
Keep the team fired up. Can you imagine what the team could do if they heard that before the game?
See, my fiance jumped in. She goes, "I got the merch."
Hey, good wife stepped in. Thank you very much, Jessica. You saved the show.
Now that we have our tinfoil hats off, scan the code and subscribe. Okay, anyways, whatever. All right. With that, Asylum, anything else you want to add? Any last words?
No,
any medication recommendations?
No, great show. Thank you to Raider Bear for coming on. I hope, he said he might come on again. I hope he does. And, we love our guests. Well, I'm glad you're back. Unfortunately, it's the end of the show, Aaron, but glad you're back. Thank you to Raider Bear. We love our guests. We always have guests that are very knowledgeable and have, good things to say and make you think. That's the thing. We try to make you think, and if we can't, we bring on somebody who can make you think.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
All right. With that, we want to say thank you to people in the chat. Raider fan in there. Anna Diaz, as always. KDO, the man who wrote the intro music to our show. Space Beast, thank you for coming on the show again. Wow, why is my thing not moving? I gotta get a new mouse. My mouse is
Louis Kihas, thank you.
Yes. Matt Marinovich.
Matt Marinovich, thank you for coming on. I told you, I know you don't do shows. I know Cap's been trying to get you on. Thank you for being in our chats like you are with captains. And if you ever get the itch to come on, whether it's just voice or whatever, if it's not Captain Show, you're always welcome on this show too.
Yes, we thank you all, and make sure you all go and subscribe to our channel because we would appreciate it. With that said, that's our show for today. We'll come back with some more stuff next week because we stay on, we come on, and we. Well, I think that was about to start going.
We tell you we're going to be on a Wednesday. We're going to be on a Wednesday.
Yes, and like we said, when others are on vacation, we bring you the information. If you're looking for a story, don't you worry. I had a third one, but I lost it. All right, and El Capitan, it's okay. You can catch us on the rerun. Oh yeah, that's it. That's all I got. All right then. With that said, we want to say thank you. Have a good night, Raider Nation. Happy Hump Day, and as always, go Raiders. Also, we end the show like we always do with a word from Raider Milt, a.k.a. Coach Wallace, my high school coach, and also KDO's, because we went to the same high school. KDO's teacher. He was a teacher over there, too. Excuse me. Oh, wow.
That came out of nowhere. Are you an alien? Do I got to put my hat back on? Did you get possessed?
I am not an alien.
All right, with that said, thank you very much, and have a good night. Peace out. Woo-hoo.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak, your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight. Again, I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.